Hey guys, how's it going? So I got a wee project for us. If you look closely, you can see a quad bike buried in there. I think it's a Suzuki. I've been told by the owner it hasn't been started in at least 10 years. So what we'll do first is we'll remove all this junk, or as much as we can, to get the bike out, see what kind of condition it's in, and see if we can get it running. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's get a closer look at this thing. Hopefully it's not too damaged. Oh, everything that's on top of it. So we've got the majority of the stuff off it. It's definitely been here for a while, guys. But closer inspection, it doesn't look too bad. So it's a Quadrunner 250 Suzuki, by the looks of it. Don't know much about them, but I'm sure we'll learn. Let's just start moving all this stuff. See if I can get it out onto the grass there. Okay, so it's about 20 minutes later. Tell you what, that was a bit of a workout. Just got to get that gate open and move those barrels, and I should be able to fit it between there. So let's do it. Alright, just before I put it on the trailer, thought I'd give it a good look. So it's missing the battery, of course, so it'd be ruined anyway. And it looks like it's missing the cover or something. And another thing I noticed is the head here is extremely wet of oil, so yeah, we'll see once we get back. Front brake seems to be jammed. Couldn't move the front wheels. So that's another thing we're going to have to deal with. Yeah, we'll chuck it on the trailer, take it home, give it a wash, and we'll see what we can do.
There should be 200 or 300 kg. She's on. She's on. Whew. Okay.
looking a little bit better now. Well, actually a lot better. What I might do now is just put a little bit of engine degreaser on this. It's looking pretty horrible. Be easier to work on if it's a bit cleaner. So we'll let this soak for a couple of minutes and then wash it off. Alright guys, so where do you want to begin? Maybe we should check the airbox to see if there's any mice or anything living in there, and maybe pump those tyres up. It's getting a bit dark now, so do a couple more things to it, leave it at that, and yeah. So we'll just take this seat back off. And it looks like the airbox is just there with Phillips or JIS. So we'll take this cover off and we'll check out that air filter first. Now, let's see how dirty this really is. Do you look at that? Now that's, oh wow, okay. So we need a new air filter. That's incredible, look at that guys. I better not mess with it too much, but it just falls apart as soon as you touch it. So at first I thought it looked good and clean, but it looks like we're going to need another air filter. But never mind, that's one thing on the list. Let's pump these tyres up. For the life of me, I couldn't find the bloody valve, so I'm just going to try pump the tyre up with this. I just want to see if these hold air, so let's give it a go with this. Okay, so it looks like they're holding air at the moment, but only time's going to tell. So what I think we'll do now, before we call it a night, we'll just try check this fuel tank, see what it looks like in there. We're probably going to have to look at the carburetor too, but let's get a light in there. We'll check this gas tank. Hopefully we can make this work. You see anything, guys? Hey, that's not too bad, is it? That's some funny coloured fuel though. But it's not too dirty. I'm going to call that pretty good. Could definitely be worse, that's for sure. So if you remember on the last video, we gave this thing a little bit of a clean up, and I mentioned that these front wheels are seized. We'll try get them unseized tonight. This is also well flat, we're going to have to get a new tyre. And then after we've got them unseized, we'll try get this thing started. I've got some fresh fuel. We might drain the fuel tank, drain the carburetor before we pull anything to bits. And then I've got this old battery here. Let's hope it's obviously too small for the bike, but we'll see if it cranks it over and get this bike started for the first time in well over 10 years, so let's hope. Let's just get straight into it. Alright, so let's just break these loose first. I don't have an impact driver, I wish I did. Maybe I'll get one soon. Oh, that one's pretty loose. Alright, so basically you just want to take this rubber boot off, if I can do it. Easy enough without ripping it up. There we go. It's looking pretty clean in there. Take this cotter pin off, take the nut off with this washer, and then we'll most likely have to give this a couple of taps with a rubber mallet to get it loose, and then we'll see what this brake shoe looks like. So we'll just pull this out, and then we'll attack it with the rubber mallet. Hopefully it breaks loose, but it seems pretty stubborn. Oh. I'll keep persevering, guys. I'll let you know how long it takes. Alright, I think I've got it. It's about 10 minutes later. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, she was well stuck. There's a wee bit of brake pad left though. So we'll clean this up, get all the junk off it, and then hopefully we unseize this wheel and we can move on to trying to start this thing. While we let that soak, we'll just run a bit of sandpaper on the surfaces here, just to get the surface rust off. I think that should do it for now. We'll put the wheels back on, and then we'll get to doing this fuel stuff. Alright guys, here goes the wheels. They're moving. Not perfectly, but we'll write it off once it's running. Let's get straight into this fuel. So if you remember on the last video, we checked the gas tank. If I can, hopefully I don't spill this too much, but we checked the gas tank and it was clean. There's a tiny bit of bad fuel on the bottom, but we'll just dilute it with this, it should be alright. I just checked the carburetor, it's completely dry, which makes sense because the fuel's so low. So we'll just dilute this crappy fuel with this stuff, and then connect the battery and try to crank it up, see how we go. So just remember guys, this is just temporary. We just want to see if it runs. So we'll connect this battery and get into it. Battery is connected, perfect fit. Let's see if it actually turns on. Oh, that's a good sign. What about the light, guys? Yes. Alright, let's crank it over. Okay, here goes nothing, guys. I assume it will be full choke. Ignition on. Okay, the horn barely works. Alright, here goes nothing. Ready? Kidding. Yes. Well, it's kind of running, which is good. That's awesome, guys. I can't believe that. It didn't take that long to start. Take that choke off a little. Years and she's running. That's awesome. All right. So I've come out to the river. It's a couple of months later since the last video. I've got my helmet on, so hopefully you can hear me properly. And I thought we'd give this thing a good run, see how it goes. And yeah, we've got some fresh tyres on it, as you can see. I've got the drone on my back. Hopefully we can get a little bit of drone footage or something. So yeah, stop wasting time and we'll jump on and get going. For the life of me, I can't find a entrance to the river, so I'll just blast it around here for a bit. Seems to be running okay, not perfectly, but decent. So that should sum up the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll just add that I did get an air filter for the bike, and everything else seems to be going okay. I think it needs a little bit of a tune up, but other than that, I'm pretty happy considering it was sitting for 10 years. So once again, cheers guys, and catch you later.